You wake up and immediately start spending. Not money, mental energy. Should you check your phone first or brush your teeth? Coffee or tea? What should you wear? Should you respond to that text now or later? Which route to work? What to eat for lunch? By 10 a.m., you're already emotionally exhausted, and you haven't even tackled the big stuff yet. You're paying a silent tax on every choice you make, and it's draining you dry. You've probably heard of decision fatigue, but you might not realize how deeply it's affecting your daily life. It's not just about the big decisions, whether to take that job, end that relationship, or move to a new city. It's the relentless stream of tiny choices that follow you from the moment you open your eyes. Your brain treats every decision, no matter how small, like a withdrawal from your mental bank account, and most of us are living paycheck to paycheck, mentally speaking. You feel it in your body, that heavy, foggy feeling by afternoon. The way simple questions from your partner or coworkers feel overwhelming. How choosing what to watch on Netflix becomes a 20-minute ordeal that leaves you more drained than entertained. You feel it in your emotions, the irritability that seems to come from nowhere, the way you snap at people you love over things that shouldn't matter, the creeping sense that you're always on, but never really present. You feel it in your relationships, saying, "I don't care, you choose," more often than you'd like to admit. Avoiding social events because the thought of deciding what to wear, what to bring, how long to stay feels like climbing a mountain. And you feel it in your soul, that quiet desperation of someone who's always running on empty, who can't understand why life feels so exhausting when nothing particularly dramatic is happening. Here's what's really happening. Your brain has a finite amount of decision-making energy each day, and you're spending it on things that don't matter instead of saving it for what does. Think of your mental energy like a smartphone battery. Every decision, every choice, every moment of deliberation, every should I or shouldn't I, drains a little bit of power. The tragedy isn't that you run out of battery. The tragedy is that you're using 80% of your charge on mental junk food, leaving almost nothing for the decisions that could actually change your life. You're not weak for feeling depleted. You're not lazy for wanting to avoid choices. You're experiencing what psychologists call decision fatigue, a very real phenomenon where your brain's executive function becomes impaired after making too many decisions, regardless of their importance. This is why you can spend 15 minutes choosing which brand of pasta to buy at the grocery store, then come home and order takeout because deciding what to cook feels impossible. This is why you can research the perfect workout routine for hours, but never actually start exercising. This is why you can optimize your morning routine, but still feel like you're drowning by noon. Your decision-making muscle is exhausted from flexing on things that don't deserve its strength. Every decision you make exists in an ecosystem of other decisions. When you're deciding what to wear, you're also unconsciously processing, what's the weather? What meetings do I have? How do I want to feel today? What's clean? What fits? What will others think? Your brain is running multiple calculations simultaneously, and most of them are happening below your conscious awareness. You think you're just picking a shirt, but your mind is solving a complex equation with dozens of variables. Now multiply that by every single choice you make from morning to night. Your brain is like a computer with 47 programs running at once. Everything slows down, overheats, and eventually crashes. The cruel irony? The more choices you have, the more paralyzed you become. That closet full of clothes that makes getting dressed harder, not easier. That streaming service with endless options that makes relaxing feel like work. That smartphone with infinite possibilities that makes you feel more anxious, not more free. The solution isn't to stop making decisions. It's to become ruthlessly strategic about which decisions deserve your mental energy. Some of the most successful, creative, and peaceful people in the world are boring in very specific ways. They wear the same type of clothes every day. They eat similar meals. They follow routines that eliminate hundreds of micro-decisions from their daily experience. This isn't about becoming robotic or eliminating spontaneity from your life. This is about creating space for spontaneity by automating the things that don't matter. Big decisions are the ones that align with your values, move you toward your goals, or significantly impact your well-being. These deserve your full mental energy and careful consideration. Background decisions are everything else. The daily maintenance choices that keep life running, but don't fundamentally change your trajectory. These should be automated, simplified, or eliminated whenever possible. The problem is that most of us spend premium mental energy on background decisions and whatever is left over on the big ones. Your decision diet: 3 immediate changes. Change. Number 1, create decision-free zones. Choose 3 or 5 areas of your life where you'll eliminate choice entirely. Common ones include morning routine, same wake-up time, same breakfast, same sequence of activities, work clothes, a uniform of pieces that all work together. Workout schedule, same days, same time, no negotiation. Evening wind down, same sequence of activities to prepare for sleep implementation. Pick one area this week. Create a simple rule and follow it for 7 days without exception. Notice how much mental energy you reclaim. Change. 2. Batch similar decisions. Instead of making the same type of decision multiple times throughout the day or week, make it once and apply it repeatedly. Plan all your meals for the week in one 20-minute session. Choose your outfits for the entire week on Sunday. Set specific times for checking email instead of deciding, should I check now? 50 times a day. Designate one day for all errands instead of making the, should I go out, decision daily. Implementation. Identify your most frequent daily decision and find a way to batch it. Make the decision once, then execute without redeciding. Change. Number 3. Embrace good enough for background decisions. You don't need the perfect pasta sauce. You need a pasta sauce so you can save your perfectionism for things that actually matter. Set a time limit for background decisions. 2 minutes for what to wear, 5 minutes for what to eat, 30 seconds for which route to take. The 2-minute rule: if a decision won't matter in 2 years, don't spend more than 2 minutes making it. Implementation. For 1 week, set a timer for all background decisions. When it goes off, go with your first instinct and move on. What happens when you stop bleeding energy? When you stop hemorrhaging mental energy on decisions that don't matter, something beautiful happens. You become present again. You have bandwidth for spontaneous conversations with friends. You can listen to your partner without part of your brain calculating what to make for dinner. You can focus on your work because you're not mentally rehearsing 20 other micro choices. You rediscover the luxury of boredom, those spaces where your mind can wander, process, and create instead of constantly choosing. You start making better big decisions because your brain isn't exhausted from 1,000 tiny ones. You have the mental clarity to ask, what do I actually want? Instead of just, what's the quickest way to make this choice go away? Our culture worships choice and variety, but there's profound freedom in strategic predictability. You're not becoming boring. You're becoming intentional. Every decision you automate is energy you can redirect toward what matters. Every choice you eliminate is space for what you actually want to choose. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every day, not because he lacked creativity, but because he wanted to save his creative energy for revolutionizing technology, not revolutionizing his wardrobe. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else, but you also have the same finite amount of decision-making energy. The question isn't whether you'll run out. It's whether you'll spend it wisely. Start small. Start boring. Start with one decision you make every day that doesn't actually matter to your bigger picture. Maybe it's what you eat for breakfast. Maybe it's what time you go to bed. Maybe it's which route you take to work. Choose once. Repeat daily. Notice the space that opens up in your mind. This isn't about controlling every aspect of your life. It's about freeing yourself from the tyranny of endless choosing. It's about recognizing that your mental energy is precious and finite, and you get to decide how to spend it. The most rebellious thing you can do in a world of infinite options is to choose thoughtfully what deserves your thoughts. Your future self, the one who has energy left at the end of the day, who can be present for what matters, who doesn't feel chronically overwhelmed by the simple act of being alive, is waiting for you to stop spending your mental currency on things that don't deserve it. The choice, as always, is yours. But maybe it's time to choose less.